You're listening to Unmuted with Papamutes. You're listening to a Papamutes Unmuted podcast.
Welcome to Papamutes, everybody. Today, my guest is Mark Travis. Mark is a two-timer, not in a bad way. He's a director, an actor, and a writer, and he's been on here before. His second time, and I'm happy to have him on. Mark, welcome back to Papamutes.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you again, Papamutes.
And I forgot to mention, he's also the developer, founder of TiFi, T-I-F-I, Travis International Film Institute, which we talked about in our first podcast. We covered your background history, how you got into film, directing, Hollywood, all that stuff. And now we're going to concentrate on a specific topic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's directing the character, not the actor. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct.
So what's that about?
Well, it's a huge topic, which we could spend more than whatever time we're going to spend today talking about it. But just talking about film directing and making films, one of the most important jobs a filmmaker has, the director has, is obviously working with the actors. Not only selecting the actors, but working with the actors to get the performances that are going to help tell the story in the most effective and efficient and compelling way. And the skill of working with directors is something that many directors are very skilled at, and many are not. Many almost ignore it to the point of saying that they think if they cast it well, everything will be okay. But my whole focus is on how can we work with the actors? How can we work with these other artists to help them, literally help them give a better performance? And I've been doing that for 30 or 40 years. I've been exploring that, experimenting with that around the world with a lot of actors and all that. And many years ago, I sort of stumbled upon or came upon or developed a process of working with the actors that was absolutely unique. In fact, in a class that I was teaching in Amsterdam, I said to a director who I was working with, I actually said to him, why don't you stop trying to direct the actors? Now, this was a whole workshop on working with actors and directing actors. I said, stop trying to direct the actors into doing what you want them to do. What would happen if you only directed the character? And he had a weird look on his face, which you can imagine, and probably I did too, and the actors did too. And he said to me, that sounds interesting. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea how to do that. Can you show me? And I said, yes, I would show him. And I did. What I did with the actress that we were working with this scene, I turned to her, and instead of addressing her by her name, her real name, I addressed her as the character and just started talking to her. Now this, I'm going to stop for a second here. A lot of directors say, oh, I do that. I talk to the character. Yeah, but a lot of them say, I'll talk to the character. Okay, who are you? When were you born? You get a lot of history, all that. That's not really engaging with the character. What I'm talking about is engaging with the character in a way that you actually put the character a little bit on edge, or a lot eventually, and the character, in defense of your interrogation, will emerge. The character will emerge, and the character actually emerges with no effort from the actor, none. In fact, the more the character emerges, the more the actor pulls back. So if I'm talking to the character and asking the character questions, why, what's the problem? Why are you having a problem with your husband? He seems like a nice guy. Now the character, this is really important, not the actress. The character has to defend herself. If, for a moment, Papamutes, I ask the actress, why do you think your character has to defend herself? She'll give me an answer, but that's the actress's answer. That's her interpretation that may or may not be the character's truth. I'm going for the character's truth. So I talk directly to the character, and I put the character on edge And now the character has to defend themselves. And the more the character has to defend themselves or explain themselves to me, the more the character emerges. And this gets, because you've seen the film that I made on this, this
I've
can
seen
get
it.
very,
Yes.
very, very intense. And I'm trying to keep it simple right now for those who are listening who go, what is he talking about? Try to explain how this works. So I'll step back for a moment and explain it. It's really kind of interesting.
Okay.
First of all, in storytelling and character development and all that, we talk about obstacles. We talk about things that get in the ways of the character. Obstacles are very important to not only every character in every story, but they're important to each of us. They're important to you, Papamutes. They're important to me. You know, the things that just get in our way that we have to deal with, that we have to work around and all of that. That's very, very important. Now, think about an actor. Now we have an actor whose name is George. Okay, that's the actor. I'm just making this up.
Right.
And he's playing a character named Alex. Okay. Now he's playing a character named Alex. And this character named Alex. Now think about it this way. George, as an actor, is his goal is to portray Alex, to become Alex. That's fine. But you know what's in the way of him being able to do that well? What's in the way is George himself. If I say to George, the actor, I want you to play Alex this way, now George's mind is working hard to try to create an Alex that is doing it, behaving the way I'm asking for. Now, is that what Alex is thinking about? Absolutely not. Alex, the character, is not an actor. He's not thinking about acting. He's not thinking about how to portray a thing. He's not thinking about what is my next line. And then, in other words, all the actors' best techniques and best thinking can get in the way of a good performance. That's what I discovered. And if I can get the actor to stop thinking, it sounds strange, and stop trying to make the character work, and we can just release the character that's inside the actor because the character is there, then we'll get an authentic character. We won't get, quote, a performance. We won't get acting. We don't want acting on the screen. Ironically, you don't want acting on the screen because you can tell, Papamutes, I can tell we're watching and go, oh, that's, you know, we usually call it bad acting because we can really, we see. And there are some actors who are so highly skilled, very highly skilled, that they can give a performance that's dazzling. But is it an authentic character or is it just a highly skilled performance? I would rather go for the authentic character because my feeling is what I want to see on the scene is an actor, in a way, disappear and a character come through that is so authentic that I'm astounded and I forget the actor. I forget about watching whoever it is, Dustin Hoffman or Brad Pitt or whoever. Forget about watching them. For instance, I can't say to the character, okay, when this scene starts, I want you to be really angry. If the character was truly the character at that moment, he would say, I have no idea what you're talking about. What scene? I don't know what you're talking about. The character doesn't know that there's a scene. The character doesn't know that there's a script. The character doesn't know that there are lines. So I cannot talk to the character the way I would talk to an actor and ask for a performance. The role, the task, the goal of the interrogation process is to stimulate the character so powerfully into a state of mind, a state of belief, state of thinking, and an attitude that is highly appropriate for the beginning of the scene, and then just send them into the scene.
So if you have an actor and his role is a serial killer, not a famous one like Ted Bundy, but just, you know, you're a serial killer, what's the process there? I mean, obviously, this guy likes to kill, but he's not bouncing off, you know, there's not two people in the scene, I guess is my point. But he's got to act like a possessed killer.